Welcome to Today in Putnam County, hosted by Putnam County Mayor Randy Porter, the show that takes a look at the events and what's happening all around Putnam County, as well as interviews with local, community, and business leaders. And now, sharing his insights and experience, here's Today in Putnam County with County Mayor Randy Porter.
Thanks for joining us this week for Today in Putnam County. I'm your host, County Mayor Randy Porter. Our show this week, it's about the holidays that are coming up, and most of us think of those as a fun time, a great time to be with family and friends and celebrate the season and Christ's birth and all those things that come along with Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year's. But there's also another side to the holidays, and with some folks, it's not a joyous time, especially for those that have lost loved ones. And we're going to talk about this week's show with grieving and what those folks are going through, and an organization that helps when it comes to that process, and that's Heart of the Cumberland. Yeah. And I've got this week Miss Kim Mendoza with Heart of the Cumberland with us. Kim, thanks for being here.
You're so welcome. Thank you.
Y'all do such a great job with everything when it comes to folks that are grieving with the loss of loved ones, but that's especially important during the holidays, isn't it? I mean,
it is.
We think about the holidays and it's about getting family together.
Absolutely.
But if you've lost a family member, especially a husband or father, mother, wife, sister, brother, somebody really close, close friend.
Things are going to be different.
They're different, aren't they?
Very much so.
And that's where Heart of the Cumberland comes in, and you give these or have these support groups that help these folks that they're talking through their issues and going through that grieving process with folks that have also done that, that know the process.
That's right? The most important thing. Absolutely. You know, grief is one of the most universal things we know of, yet it can feel like one of the most loneliest places in the world, and especially for the holidays. And so we do come alongside Putnam County and surrounding counties, but for the whole Upper Cumberland, can come and join a holiday grief support group. Those are actually going to be December 2nd through December 30th on Tuesdays. We'll meet weekly at either 11 a.m. or 6 p.m. At our office, which is 25 West Broad Street in Cookeville.
And of course, everybody grieves different, though, don't they?
They do. And that's so important, especially again for the holidays, to recognize that and to definitely talk about it ahead of time. You know, the thought of going to the grave is exactly what people need, and then not going to the grave is exactly what people need.
Yeah.
You know, having that empty chair at the table, some people need that. Others don't want any part of that. Some want to sing the songs that their loved ones always sang, and others it's just so difficult. So to come to some type of an agreement before, you know, Christmas Day, for example, or Thanksgiving. Planning ahead is a great way to kind of minimize heartache, more heartache than has already happened.
Yeah, and you get family traditions of getting together, and you kind of do the same thing year after year, and then all of a sudden it's not the same because one of them is missing, right?
Right, and it's okay. That's our main message to people that come to our support groups is it's okay not to be okay. Grief hurts, and those holiday traditions that you're talking about, you know, maybe they don't happen this year, and that's okay.
Yeah.
We, you know, moving forward through the holidays is going to look different. It's going to feel different. It's going to be different. And the healthier holiday experience, it occurs when when your family can talk about that, realize that, and come up with a plan to, you know, have the cooking done by someone else this year.
Yeah.
Go out to eat this year, you know. Make new traditions this year.
That's what I was saying about new traditions. Growing up, our family Christmas tradition was always going to my grandparents on my mom's side. Great cook. Everybody came together. We did that for years and years and years and years. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
an adult, I'm married, we're still going back
Yes.
and doing that, and then all of a sudden they're gone. And you think, what are we going to do this year? Well, we had to start a new tradition at someone else's house
Yeah.
To pick that up, and then you do that years and years and years, and all of a sudden some of those folks are gone. And it's about trying to pick up the pieces and starting something new, but that's difficult, isn't it?
Yes.
With us to change. Most folks don't like change. We want to keep the same thing going, don't we?
Yeah, but perspective, if you can realize it's the people that are still here that are important.
Right.
And life is so short.
Making every minute count.
Making every minute, every holiday count.
And we take some of that for granted, don't we? That they're going to be there another year. I mean, we don't have any promise of another second.
We don't.
And I think sometimes we talk about, oh yes, we're going to take advantage of every minute. But if we're not careful, this fast-paced lifestyle that we all live in anymore, and so much is grabbing our attention, it's easy to say, well, I'm not going to go to grandma's this year, or I'm not going to go to this or that. And if we're not careful, we never know if that's going to be the last one that we're
Yes, and sometimes that happens, Randy, where it's like there's regret and guilt over past holidays, for example, and that even makes it more complicated.
Yeah.
But we like to tell people the sum of any relationship you have is not dictated by the last moments you have with them or the last memories if they're not great. The sum of the love you have for them over the lifetime that you spent with them is where we like to focus on, instead of beating ourselves up over what we didn't do or what we did do that we shouldn't have. And we all know holidays can be stressful, even when everybody is there. And then when they're not, it just takes more time to breathe in grace.
Talk about, Kim, your support groups. How's that actually work for somebody that's never been to one, hadn't been a part of it, but they're going through that grieving process. They've lost someone.
Yes.
Tell them what to expect when they go to one of these.
Yes. So we have 4 sessions a year, and 2 of those are journal groups, meaning that we have a curriculum with 11 grief topics to talk about, 1 each week. And in the groups, you'll find other people that are grieving, obviously. But at Heart of the Cumberland, we go a step further. We, since 2019, have introduced focus groups. So when you come to the 11-week groups, you will be with other people that not only have lost someone due to death, but it will be someone with similar circumstances. And we have found that works so well. So, for example, if you're a bereaved mom, you're going to be with people that have lost a child. You'll be with other moms that have lost a child. We've introduced another group, a subgroup of that for pregnancy and infant loss moms. So you're going to come and find people that have that story. Men that would normally not come and talk about their feelings do, and they find it, that they build that trust quickly, and then they open up and they find a way to move forward as a widower, as a bereaved dad, as a son. All of those issues, they are together very quickly and move forward. We have a survivors of suicide loss group that is very powerful.
Wow.
Such a different type of loss, and those people need each other.
Right.
And they don't need to be in a group maybe with another situation of loss, so they come together. And so the women's group, so if you've lost your mom, your dad, siblings, friends, you come together as a woman. So when you're coming to a group, you've got that camaraderie. It's about an hour-long group each week. You get the different grief topics that you come, and literally it takes about 10 minutes. I'm telling you, you see the grief on other people's faces that you feel in your heart, and it is a connection that it's hard to explain.
Yeah. It's all about being with folks that have experienced the same thing that you have,
Yes.
right?
Exactly. Like our groups are led by volunteers. A lot of them have come from our groups, and now they've moved forward. They've gotten further down the road a little bit, and they want to give back to the people that are walking in the door for the first time.
And that experience is so key. It's hard for me to know what you're going through if I haven't experienced something similar to that. But if I've experienced almost the same thing that you do, I can have a conversation and have a relationship with that grief, and we both know what the other one is going through, which is, I don't know how you do it, okay? That's got to be tough. But to see these folks that go through your groups and then turn around and want to be part of your organization.
That's how we do it.
Yeah.
It's the hope that Heart of the Cumberland is a part of, not just the grief. The grief is obviously there. It's obviously heavy, but it's the hope that comes from seeing people be able to move forward.
It's about taking that next step.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And with all your groups you do, and I'm not putting light to any grieving or any loss, I would think that the parents that have lost a child, I mean, we're not supposed to bury our children.
No.
It's got to be a really tough one to go through.
Yes. And so that started in 2019 from a bereaved mom, actually, that came in. She had been through our program, loved what she experienced, but wanted to go that extra step. And so that's how we started those groups. And that first group, I was the facilitator. And I've experienced a late-term miscarriage. That's part of my story.
Wow.
But I've not experienced the loss of a child that I have bonded with. So I believe that is different. But I quickly told those ladies, I said, I have turned on these lights, and I have got these books here for us to go through, and I have prayed for you. But the girls, the moms are the ones that are helping each other by saying, the tips, the way they feel at different stages. We had people that the loss had just happened maybe the month or so before, and then we had people 6 months and 2 years and 4 years. But I've learned through doing this that 4 to 6 years for a bereaved parent is newly lost. That's a new loss. But culturally, we just want them, and I don't think it's because we're being hateful or mean or anything like that. It's just we don't want people to hurt. We don't want our family members to suffer.
Right.
So we want to help them move on. But at Heart of the Cumberland, I think we let people slow down, and we let people mourn. Even our funerals are called celebrations of life, which is good.
It is.
But people need to be able to mourn. No closure, no real avenue to be with the connected families and friends and mourn. That was difficult. But there does need to be a place, to come together. We wish our goal is just like you go to the doctor when you have pain, physical pain. When someone passes away in the Upper Cumberland, I just want it to be a natural resource for people to pick up the phone and say, oh, it's time to come to Heart of the Cumberland to a grief support group. We are the only ministry like this in the state of Tennessee and beyond that have weekly groups that are faith-based, that we have focus groups like we do.
Yeah.
And it's such a valuable resource.
Y'all do such a great job. We got more to talk about with Kim Mendoza and Heart of the Cumberland. They've got a Candlelight Memorial Service, holiday grief support, memorial ornaments, and we're going to talk about the groups that they do inside the school system, which is a great service they provide to our community. We're going to take a break, though. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
And now, back to Today in Putnam County, hosted by Putnam County Mayor Randy Porter.
Welcome back to Today in Putnam County. I'm your host, County Mayor Randy Porter. Our show this week, it's about the holidays, which we think are great times, and they are. But for some folks that have lost a loved one recently, those holidays can be a tough time. And so we're going to talk about the grieving process and We have a group here, a nonprofit in Putnam County that's absolutely amazing. They provide support groups for folks that have lost loved ones going through that grieving process. And that's Heart of the Cumberland. And I got Kim Mendoza with us today. And we're talking about that process, Kim. And you've got some special things coming up. A Candlelight Memorial Service. Tell us about that.
Yes, our community-wide Candlelight Memorial Service is November the 9th. It's a Sunday this year from 2 to 4 at the First United Methodist Church. We started this years ago for our group members, but it's now available for the entire community. You don't have to come to one of our peer support groups to come to our community-wide service. We will be having light refreshments. We have a special speaker. We have some special music. And then the service, the candlelight service, is going to be very moving. We have candles for everyone to participate in the reading of the loved ones' names. Everybody will light the candle and take up to the memorial table. And so that at the end of that service, we have 40 to 50 candles lit of loved ones. And it just is a picture of resilience. It's a picture of love and honor and remembering. And then each family takes that candle home and they can light it at the holiday meals or just any time during the holidays that they would like to light that, just to warm up their hearts with the memories of their loved ones.
Remember that person.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yes.
Yeah. You also do where you can make a memorial ornament too, right?
Yes, we partner with the Art Jam. It's a local art studio here in Cookeville. And so we go to the Art Jam at 11 o'clock and at 6 p.m. We'll be there Tuesday, December the 9th, and we're going to make a Christmas ornament. The Christmas ornaments that we use are wooden. They can be painted with anything that you would like to use that's available there for us. And the ornament is, most of them have a little cutout that you can put a picture in of your loved one and just hang it on your tree or in your car, just at your desk, at work, however you want to use that.
And then if you have this holiday grief support group, right, that runs through the month of December.
That's right.
If someone has lost a loved one, they're going through that grieving process, they'd like to join one of your groups, how do they do that?
All they need to do is call the office, or they can get online at www.heartofthecumberland.org, and we have a form that they can fill out. We know it's hard to make that phone call, so we really try to make it as easy as possible to connect. But in order to prepare enough space, we do like to know ahead of time if you're planning to come. But honestly, if people decide that morning that they want to come and they've not let us, I would rather them come than not come.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's going to be weekly through the month of December on Tuesdays, which is December the 2nd through December the 30th. So even that week of Christmas, we will be there for those people that want to come and just have a place to share. Giving your grief a voice is so important. Yeah. The thoughts and beliefs that are in our minds regarding loss you need a place to be heard.
Yeah.
And especially during the holidays, it's that way as well. So we just like to be there through all the seasons for everyone.
And they're going to be sitting with other folks that have experienced the same exact thing they have.
Yes.
Which makes a world of difference, doesn't it? Being able to talk to someone that knows what you're going through.
People do have family members. We have our circle of friends, our churches, our agencies, our clubs, and those can all help to a point, I would say, because you really benefit from being at a table with people that are experiencing the same thing that you're experiencing. And there's nothing wrong. You're not a failure. If I could say that on top of we are not a failure when we need each other.
No.
I mean, I was listening to a podcast earlier, and they were talking about how God created us to need to be together. The fact that God the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit, it's a community.
It is.
He set it up that way.
That's right.
For us. He set it up that way for us as image bearers to reflect how he's created that to be.
Need each other.
Absolutely.
But it's impossible for me to talk. I can console you. You're grieving, but if I haven't experienced the loss that you've experienced, whether it be a child or a mother, father, what it might be, unless I've experienced it, it's hard for me to know what you're going through, though. And that's where your groups come in, and they're so special because you're bringing folks together that have all experienced that same loss.
Yes, and most of our facilitators, we train our facilitators to just be just that, to just be that listening ear. We're not trying to counsel you. We're not professional counselors. We are just a friend. There's nothing wrong with going to counseling at all. But some of us just need that extra person that gets it, that we can just sit and talk to, and we're being heard, and find out tools, what has worked for you. Wow, I never thought of that. And sometimes I know in our guilt and regret lesson, it's such a powerful lesson because some of the things that we hold ourselves hostage over is things that really were out of our control in the first place.
Yes.
And when you can communicate that, quickly someone will say, that's not your fault.
Right. But we hold
carry
that stuff inside,
things.
don't we?
Yes, we do. And so to get all those things that are inside out it's so needed. But I will say it's very difficult to do. We don't pretend that it's easy to get to us. We pray really hard those first meetings because just to get out of the car, in our doors, we realize. Growing up, me personally, I would have never joined a Pierce Court, Randy.
Right.
I came to Heart of the Cumberland administratively, but I quickly fell absolutely in love with the whole model and realized that there were places that I needed to be vulnerable about. And now God's using those things that I can facilitate with. And that's just how the ministry works.
Part of the plan.
It is part of the plan.
Let's talk about, it's not just about the services y'all provide to adults going through grieving. You're doing a tremendous job in our school system, these groups, because we have so many children today that are grieving, and it may not be a death loss.
That is the key difference between the two programs.
Yeah. So talk about what's happening in our with these groups in our schools.
Sure. Whereas for the community program, it is the groups that we have that we offer are for loss due to death of a loved one. Except, and maybe we'll get to talk about the virtual caregivers group that we offer. It's a virtual group for caregivers that are actively caring for chronically ill children or adults, and that's again virtually. But then the BEST group program, which is our school-based program, that is for about 500 kids come through Putnam County school groups every year. It's grown that much. So second graders through high schoolers come to a BEST group, and the people that make up the groups, those kids, not only maybe have lost someone due to death, but they can come if their family is experiencing divorce, deportations, deployments, abandonment, so foster kids,
incarceration.
Mustard Seed, the wonderful nonprofit here, those kids can come. If there's deployment, people that are being raised by their grandmothers and great-grandmothers, and they don't come to a grief group. They don't have to tell their friends when they're skipping an encore class, I'm going to a grief group. No, it's a be each other's support team.
Yeah.
So they're going and meeting other kids, and they go through the talking points. Again, the curriculum has been created by Heart of the Cumberland. So it's the Navigating Mazes of Emotions for teens and Exploring My Feelings for the children. The children's curriculum is more of a craft base, so they're working with their hands as you're talking to them, and they're able to share what's going on with because of the talking points that they're being facilitated. And they find out, oh, I'm not the only one that, I share, I have two homes. I have my mom's home and I have my dad's home. And there's someone else that does that too. There's someone else that lives with their grandmother or their grandfather or their great-grandmother. There's someone else that, they no longer live with their parents. They feel abandoned. They feel that kids grieve,
Yes.
very much so. And we know that, and we want to be there for them. Maybe in the best groups, we're the only person that's listening to them that week.
Kids have so much to go through anymore, don't they? I mean,
yes, absolutely.
You and I mean, we think of, in our day there was most families stayed together. There wasn't the huge drug problem that we have across the country. Divorces were not as common as they are now. All kinds of things that these children have to go through that we didn't, and they need this. We're seeing teen suicides increase, and they're going through all these issues, and they really need somebody to talk to about them.
They really do.
And y'all are providing such a great service to do that. I just can't imagine. I can't imagine the job that those facilitators that they go through on a day-to-day basis while they're doing this. That's a special gift, isn't
It
it?
is. Now, in the school system, we have right now 5 Putnam County social interventionists. They are paid Putnam County employees that lead the groups. And then Heart of the Cumberland comes alongside with volunteer co-facilitators that are in the school system. And that program is completely faith neutral.
Yeah.
Like we're not going in with any agenda whatsoever.
Right.
So we provide all the materials, the volunteers, as well as the snacks. Those kids love to have a little snack while they're in group. So Heart of the Cumberland is very thankful that we get to partner with the Putnam County schools like that. We also market those materials. There's other 28, I might not have that number right, but there are many, many other counties in Tennessee that have come and trained on the curriculum and are taking it back to their own school systems and implementing it.
I was going to
very
ask
excited.
you, was this something just for Putnam County, or are you seeing it start to spread across the state with other counties?
We are, very much so. We have a training team that markets the material. There's different conferences for schools that we attend and go to, so that people become aware of our curriculum and that they can come and be trained and take it back to their clubs, civic clubs, their schools, their churches. That's another thing that we do with Heart of the Cumberland. So we want people to come to us, but we realize sometimes people like to go to their churches for things. So we very much invite pastors and lay church members that want to have these groups in their churches. They can come and train with us, and we'll gladly even sponsor the material if you're in Putnam County, sponsor the training, and have you be equipped to offer that for your own church families.
That's great, Kim. Y'all do such a great job, and I want to say thank you on behalf of Putnam County for what y'all do. And I know that y'all work as a nonprofit off of donations, so if somebody'd like to donate, then go to your website, heartofthecumberland.org.
Heartofthecumberland.org. We're on Facebook and Instagram. If you have any questions about what's going on with us, our fate, we keep those socials accurate so that you can quickly find those things. And we do offer everything free of charge. There's no cost to come to groups. Any of our events that we have retreats during the year and different lunches and things of that nature, grief art expressions. So just find us on social media. Call us or go online. We'd love to talk to you more.
Well, thank you so much for
Thank you, Randy.
what you do, and thank you for being on the show and talking about it
Absolutely.
today. Hey, that's our show. Thanks for joining us. Hope you have a great rest of your week. May God continue to bless Putnam County.
You've been listening to Today in Putnam County, hosted by Putnam County Mayor Randy Porter.